this isn't just a failed eval for most traders. What it really is, it's a relapse. I just read a pretty cool article and a study that found one of our most addictive things on earth isn't a drug. It's actually revenge. And kudos to one of my favorite people in our Discord community that kind of led me down this path of thinking about this more is PTDUX. Awesome dude. And he, like he said, I recently read that, most addictive according to brain scans isn't a drug, but revenge, unless you're chat and is updating indicators every 19 minutes. Yes, that is true. And as I mentioned in the Discord, guilty as charged. I do love making a good indicator. So thank you, PTDUX, for that. And just kind of going over what he is talking about. So obviously NQ is a very chaotic instrument, right? And it can lead you into very impulsive trade ideas, biases. And so I, over this past week, I did get back on track with my main, my funded trader account. I did add a second one, and sadly, the second one didn't do too well yesterday. I passed the eval, so I was in a funded account, and I was doing really well. So this is yesterday. I was doing really, really well. And what happened was revenge. So this is exactly what happened. So right at this is the open, and I'm following my plan. I'm in at the GAN, taking profit. Well, what happened was, so the next bar came down. All right, I go along here because you know what, we're at a mid GAN. My dumb bias. Anyway, so there was a decent reason. I wouldn't call it an A+ trade, but anyway, I got in, right? So I'm up a little bit. Then I get stopped out. All right, so that's the first trigger. So then I go into a little bit of revenge. I do get back in. I'm up, right? I'm up thinking, okay, this is going to bounce and go back to new highs. So, but problem is, I'm in revenge now. I'm not clearly seeing what's truly happening because I'm mad that this trade idea didn't do what I thought it was going to do. So I'm back in on my second trade, and what happens? Just body slammed. Ouch, right? So it's like this chemical reaction, right? Just getting body slammed. So anyway, fighting this, I ended up losing my second account. So now I'm back to just one of my funded accounts. I had two funded accounts, and sadly, if I would have been, clear thinking, then noticing really what was happening was a break. Really, what was happening? It's pretty simple. Yes, you had a break of the GAN here, which is, good thing. But the way I trade is technically when this broke down past this major GAN, right? And disappeared that. Anyway, so broke down, it invalidated this trade idea because this is a main GAN. So really, I should have been looking for shorts. But anyway, so as we go back in time, it's, it dips above the main GAN. So yeah, you could be looking for a long, but you would need some more confirmation. Like a nice bounced, but look what it did. It smashed it. So the way I trade, it really should have been looking for a short there, because I might not have caught this thing here, but as this was retracing and failed, this would have been exactly the kind of trade that I'm trained to do when I'm not in the revenge trading mode, right? So, it's just a good reminder of how I look back, and I know that it's a chemical thing that when we take a revenge loss and we feel wronged, our brain craves that dopamine hit of getting back. And so I wasn't trading my plan, right? So that's kind of brutal. Not fun to admit, but that's just part of the game of getting out of your own head. And so I just need to follow my plan, right? And you can add on, so Gann does a good job with structure. Really good job with structure. It's just now staying clear-headed. And probably one thing you could do is add a simple EMA. So you can see in this case, even if you did, it's not really long there because you're longing into a Gann. I like, again, like I mentioned, my longs, I like to be longing from Gann to Gann. I don't like longing here to here. In this case, you have a nice break from here and then retest. That is like the gold standard of my trading. So I need to stop blaming my discipline. I need to realize that I'm fighting a chemical addiction, and that's why you really got to have or stay within your trading plan. As you can see, look how well it did following my system. If I would have followed it, break down, retest right at the mid, you have a double top right at a mid, another beautiful. So, anyway, it's not just about, fighting, well, I should say it is about, like I mentioned, it is a chemical addiction to fight that revenge urge to get back. And anyway, that is how we can, overcome, is by acknowledging that it is a chemical release, going for those dopamine hits, trying to get back. And yeah, those revenge trades, that is really probably one of the biggest, I'd say, prop eval killers and prop, funded account killers out there. Just because, when we get knocked off our game, we are likely going to lose the account. And then we got to go back and evaluate what happened and then move forward. So anyway, hope this video helps you, and I will be on later. Take care.